1, 2, 3, 4. Hey everyone, welcome back to Music with Ryan. Thank you for joining me. In this week's featured lesson, we're going to take a look at an original composition I've entitled Delta Blues Study Piece Number 3. And it's essentially a 12-bar blues. We are going to play this piece finger style, and it's going to have a steady thumb, okay? So we're not going to do the alternate like Travis style picking, but again, steady thumb. Makes it a little bit easier in my opinion. We're going to spend some time here in 5th position. A lot of rock and roll and blues licks right in with that little figure right there. And then the second time through, we're going to get up the neck and get real bluesy. You know, it has that delta sound. There's some other really classic delta blues licks in there. Of course, the little walk down that you heard at the beginning and the end of each arrangement. Certainly a classic there as well. So if you want to access the full-length lesson, just click the link down there below. It will shoot you onto my website. This lesson's going to come with over 30 minutes of video, downloadable PDF tabs, notation, and Guitar Pro 6 file, plus 2 speeds of audio backing tracks. Now, if you really like the way I teach and approach learning, learn about being a Premier member at the site. For a monthly, quarterly, or yearly fee, you can access this lesson and over 350 other videos just like it. I've got lots of bluegrass, country, blues, and folk lessons available at the site. You can also access the Sound Slice software, which is available at the site for Premier members. It gives you the ability to loop and slow down certain sections or any sections of the lesson and watch the sheet music in the video go by at the same time. So it's a super powerful practice tool available, again, for Premier members. For now, let's go ahead and bring the camera on in, throw the tabs up on the screen, and start walking through the first few bars of Delta Blues Study Piece Number 3 in the key of A. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down Delta Blues Study Piece Number 3 here. And I'm going to put the first 4 bars up on the screen. We've got a little intro with the classic Delta Blues turnaround. And then in measure 4 there, we actually get into that 12-bar blues progression. So let me play those first 4. They sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the first measure there, we just got 2 beats of an A chord, 2 beats of an E chord. And, you know, for this fingerstyle lesson, the thumb is going to be playing what I call a steady bass. So we'll be playing the same bass note for whatever chord we're on throughout the whole piece. So if we're on A, it'll always be on the A string, E always be on the E string, and so forth. So in that first measure, I'm going to do just 2 beats of A chord, 2 beats of an E7 chord. And that first beat there, you know, the thumb is always going to be on 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Always on 1, 2, 3, or 4. And for the first beat, I'm going to pinch, actually, everything here, the A, D, G, and B string all together. And then on the and, just the D, G, and the B. And then again the thumb, and then pinching the D, G, and B. 1 and 2 and Then I'm gonna hop to the E7 chord. So low E, and pinch in the, again, D, G, and B, the low string, and then pinch in those 3 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and measure 2. The downbeat, just gonna play A chord. I'm gonna pinch them all again, A, D, G, and B, so the full A chord. And then I'm gonna slide up to the 5th fret on the D and 5th fret on the high E string. Okay, so I'm gonna slide up on both of those. I'm gonna use the 3rd finger here in the pinky. And I'm gonna be pinching those 2. So, 1 and, so, pinching and then playing the 5th string again. Then going down a fret on the D string. So on the 4th fret, I'm still gonna pinch. Then play the 5 again. And then go down here, 3 and 5. 3 on the D, 5 on the E. And we're gonna do a triplet here on beat 4. So, triplet. So up on the high string. So 1. And then going to the next measure, I'm gonna go down to the 2nd fret of the D and pinch it with the high E. Okay, 1, and on the and, I'm gonna come off that chord, open E string, thumb's gonna go on the low, and then I'm gonna make my E7 chord shape here, and then pinch the G and the B. Then thumb on the low, and then the high string, and then thumb on the low string again. That's gonna be a quarter note there, beat 4, measure 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I want that high E string to ring out as I'm playing. Oh. You know, and I want these 2 to ring across as well. There's gonna be lots of, I want things to really connect. I want the phrases and some notes to, you know, connect and be tied over into the measures or just across the measure, right? I want some of these things to really sustain, I guess is the right word. So that's the intro. Let me play that one more time, just those 3 measures. 2, 3, 4. High E strings ring in, the G and the B rang through. So I'm shooting for that as best as I can throughout the whole arrangement. Then in measure 4, we're gonna get up into this shape. It's a really cool little A7 shape here. And it's great because I got the open A. So if you think about this, you know, A bar chord on the 5th fret here, major bar chord, take the pinky off, A7, right? And so I kind of just bust that shape in half a little bit, if you will. And just bring that bar down. So I'm barring across the D, G, B, and E. And then I got the 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the G string, right? And you play the open A, boom, you got A7. It's a sweet little shape. Being able to use the open string is nice there. So I'm gonna base a lot of the arrangement right here. And if you make the complete little F shape, as I call it, right? You can use the open A as well still, but you kind of complete that. Again, F shape is what I say, but A chord, A7, just A major. So basing things out of there, flat the finger across the 7th fret. You know, we're gonna be using that right there, 7, 7 on the G and the B and the D, G and B. Very classic rock and roll, rock and blues position, shape, right? And I'm gonna base a lot of the arrangement upon that, okay? And then we're gonna go up here and then we're gonna do the call and response. The call will be up here and the response will be down here for this first arrangement. So that first beat in measure 4, I'm going to pinch the A, G, and the B, But the G, I'm gonna hammer on real quick, grace note hammer on to the 6th fret of the G, okay? So I'm pinching those 3 strings and I'm hammering on almost instantaneously, right? Grace notes are real quick, it's like a trill. So 1, and then I'm gonna pluck the 5th fret of the B, and then the next beat I'm gonna pinch the A, G, and B. The G and B are on the 7th fret. And I'm gonna pinch the G and B by themselves. And then I'm gonna come back down to the shape and do that little grace note hammer on. Same thing, pinching the G and the B in the low A. And then 7th of the D with the 3rd finger, right? Root note. And then A string. And it, you know, if you dissect it, just as a reminder, it's important that the thumb is always on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, it's a steady bass, right? So whatever chord we're on, here we're in A, it's gonna be the A chord, or the A string. 2, 3, 4. And we're just putting the rest of the stuff over top of it, the melody. You know, just getting comfortable doing that is a great exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The thumb is steady on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me put those first 4 measures together for you. Let me play them in context now a couple times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and for those of you that have access to the Sound Slice software at the site, you know, you can take these sections of the piece and you can loop them and slow them down, right? So that's what's really powerful about the Sound Slice tool is, again, I mean, you can, there's other features, but looping and slowing down are the 2 biggest ones. So some of these tricky spots, you can just loop 2 of the measures, you know, 4 of the measures at a time, and really break it down and play along with me, you know, watch the video and the sheet music all at the same time. So super powerful practice tool, okay? So let me put the next 4 measures up on the screen here, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Moving right along. They sound like this, 2, 3, 4. Finish up that first 4 bars of the A chord and then getting into the D chord or the 4 chord, getting up on the neck, right, in a different shape. So in measure 5, we're just going to pinch the A, G, and B, but we're going to slide into it. Pay real close attention to the slides all throughout both arrangements. They really give it a lot of effect, or a lot of sauce, if you will. It really just kind of swells up the playing. And while you can play these arrangements without, you know, hammer-ons or these slides, these little grace notes, you can totally get away without doing it, and it'll sound cool, but it will also sound just, again, cooler if you start to add them in. And again, it really starts to give it that bluesy flavor. So yes, make note of those slides, because this measure 5 is a really easy passage, but you put the slides in there, and it just, to me, it says more, right? So the thumb is steady on 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to pinch and slide up in that first beat on the G and the B to the 2nd fret. I am going to bar in the left hand. 1, and, catch the and, the G and the B, thumb, and then pinch in G and B and slide up again. And then beats 3 and 4 are just quarter notes by themselves on the A string. So measure 5 all by itself, just like this, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4. So that was the response, right, in measure 5. So measure 4 was the call. And then we go to measure 6 here, and it's the call again. And it's this exact same thing as measure 4. So measure 6, measure 4, exactly the same thing. And then measure 7 is a lot like 5, but it is different in that we kind of go from A to A7. So we got that we pinch in the A, G, and B, and we slide into the 2nd fret of the, G and B. 1, and then pinch G and B. And then on beat 2, we do the same thing. We pinch all 3 of them and slide in. And then right here on the and, I gotta get into my A7 chord, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my 3rd finger. I'm gonna, I gotta get out of this flatted bar, right? So I'm gonna come and bring my 3rd finger on down on the B string. And, you kind of gotta perfect that a little bit and get that transition. It happens kind of quick. And I want it to be as smooth as possible. So 1 and 2, and on the and, open G and B string 2nd fret. And then the next beat is A, and then I pinch G and B, and the next beat is the A string all by itself. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Next measure, I'm gonna go on up to the 7th fret of the G and the B with the 2nd finger and 3rd finger. Okay? 2nd and 3rd finger. I'm gonna pinch the D string and the G and the B all together. 1. And catch the 5th fret on the high E with the 1st finger. I refer to this as the B flat shape. Think about it down here. I know that might be kind of weird, but that's how I refer to it, kind of in its native shape. There's more about that in my Developing Fretboard Awareness course. Talk about three of the most popular shapes on the guitar. But I digress. So 1 and then the next beat, I'm gonna pinch the D string and the 7th fret high E. You gotta sneak that pinky in there. Okay. 1 and 2. And then 5th fret B. Then pinching the D and the high E in the 5th fret. Whoops. Sorry, 7th fret on the B string. Typo on my part over here. So pinching, and then 7 on the B, and then back pinching on the D string and the 5th fret E, and then 5th fret B, and then thumb on beat 4, all by itself, just a quarter note there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's the 7th fret. It's always 7th fret on the B. 7th fret B here. I think I said that wrong too. I got a typo on measure 8 for me. I'll have it right for you. So let me put all 4 of those measures together, okay? 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's our call. Response, and D chord, and that's the call, and then the next measure we'll get to the response. Last time, but actually let me back up. Let me go from the top. Okay, then we'll move forward here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there it is. Let's move forward when you're ready. 2, 3, 4.